everyone, wherever you are joining us across the globe. Happy New Month to you. Of course, it is the first day in the month of March 2024. How are you doing? I hope all your New Year resolutions are coming together. Today's going to be another wonderful ride on Sport Africa. My name remains Asha Luluafemi. James Agberebi is here. Kado Gundari finally getting better. He's also here. Guys, welcome to the show and Happy New Month to you.
Well, thank you very much, Femi. So it's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Femi, and Happy New Month to everybody.
Okay, all right. Kadi, I hope you're feeling better. So sorry we had to drag you out of bed today, but of course we just had to do this. Now, today we'll be going to, like I said, it's going to be another crisscrossing the continent to talk about the beautiful game. And a lot is happening regarding the fallout of the 2023 AFCON. And Kadi, welcome back package. I'll be taking you on the Black Stars coaching job because Winfried Schafer, of course, remember him, he won the AFCON for the Indomitable Lions in 2002. He's telling the GFA to give him the job, and he's sounding like how Pesero sounded when he took over the Super Eagles job. And he's saying that Ghana has abundant talent and is ready to take on the job. Particularly, he said that the Black Stars, they are a shadow of themselves and he's ready to build a strong team and help the Black Stars qualify for the AFCON. But the thing there is, or maybe I should allow you to respond to that already.
Well, I think I know Schafer from his way back in Cameroon, but I feel that he's just looking for a job. So you expect him to say whatever it is he's going to say. But in my honest opinion, I think if the GFA are going to be honest to Ghana football and Ghanaians, they should look beyond somebody like Schafer. They should look for a coach who is much more in tune with the modern demands of the game. They should look for a coach who is younger. And I am being very honest with you, Femi. There have been a lot of developments in the game in the last 20 years that you ask yourself, what was the last job Schafer did as a coach? So all of these journeymen coming to Africa to find relevance and easy dollars, we should be bold enough to put an end to it, whether it's in Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, or Ivory Coast, or wherever. We saw what happened in Ivory Coast. We saw how a younger person took over from a coach who thought he had seen it all, because most times we overrate experience, Femi. Most times we overrate experience. The same players that the younger coach took to the AFCON finals and eventually won were the same players that the older, much more experienced coach in code could not even win the group for in the same competition. So where was the place of experience in that kind of setup? So for me, I think the best thing is to look for a younger man who is much more in tune with the demands of the game. Radically, I would be advocating for putting hope and experience, putting the hope of the nation in a Ghanaian. I mean, we should begin to trust in our people. We should begin to go the Senegalese way. Of course, I know some people who saw what happened to Senegal at the last AFCON and were like, blah, blah, blah. For me, Senegal are still winners. So if any other African country will be bold enough to trust their coach for 6-7 years, like the Senegalese have done, you will see stability in the team. Femi, the next generation of Senegalese players are already on ground. That's what stability does, and that's what putting trust in your people will do. Nigeria are almost in the same situation with Ghana. I hope the senior heads will prevail. They will learn to put their hopes in their countrymen too.
Okay, Kade, since you've talked about this, I actually wanted to throw the question to James, but the Black Stars coaching job is looking like a poison chalice because it ends up badly for everyone. Otto Addo left the job, after the 2022 World Cup. Then Chris Hughton took it, and it didn't even last for long, as a lot of others suspected because of a lot of criticism. No conducive atmosphere to even work. Now, Abdulkarim Zito, the current coach of Dream FC, they are doing fantastically well in the CAF Confederations. As a matter of fact, leading their group, which also has Nigeria's Rivers United. And he was asked why he didn't apply for the job. He said he doesn't want people he could fit to hold insult at him. If you're talking about a home base or an indigenous coach for the Black Stars job, they are running away from it. Nobody wants to take it. Even Michael Essien, I read somewhere that he said he's not interested in the job. So if the homegrown coaches do not want this job, is there any guarantee that even a foreign one will excel at it?
Femi, let's start like this. The kind of respect we give the so-called foreigners, let's start giving our own coaches. Let's start with their pay. Which Nigerian, I'm sorry to backtrack to the Nigerian situation now. Which Nigerian coach, regardless of their level of experience, would the Nigerian Football Federation pay $70,000 a month? Tell me one. So you make the job attractive. You don't discriminate between who is foreign and who is local, because you want, at the end of the day, what you want is will be the results that they are able to provide. And going back to the Ghana situation, everybody will avoid that job because even the employer in the first place has not made the job attractive. He's not making the environment conducive. You and I, all of us have talked on this program about the way GFA officials were coming up in the public arena to talk down on their coach. Which coach? See, it's one thing if the public talks down on you, but when your own employers publicly put you out to dry, I'm not sure anybody will be ready for that kind of a job. And for me, that's what I think. If you are going to make this job available to Ghanaians, make it attractive to Ghanaians. Pay them what you paid Chris Hughton, and see whether you see somebody to take the job or not. Then if they do not do well, that's the nature of coaching. You fire them and you bring in somebody else if you think that you have lost confidence in their abilities. But when ab initio from the beginning, you yourself as the employer, you have made the job environment very, very hostile for the candidates. How do you expect them to apply? There's a limit to what patriotism can do, Femi.
Okay, James, what would you say in all of this? Winfried Schafer, I should say, has applied for the coaching job. You've heard what Kaya said. Do you check out this sentiment, or you think that he's vastly experienced enough? He's currently coaching a side in Iran, a football club in Iran. Do you think he's experienced enough? Won the 2002 AFCON for Cameroon, of course. He's coached a whole lot of other countries and football teams afterwards. Would you agree that the GFA should go for a local coach like how they are suggested, or you think that at this point the Black Stars still need a foreign hand to handle them for the 2006 World Cup qualifiers, 2026 World Cup qualifiers?
Well, for me, I think Schafer, after the AFCON 2002, I don't think he really did anything spectacular again. I think he just went into oblivion and to come around once they hear that the national team is looking for a coach, just try to come in and see if they can get. He's just looking for a job, just want to keep himself busy. I don't think it is somebody that the GFA should consider for the job. I will agree with Kyle. They need somebody that is younger, somebody that have something to offer. I mean, we always keep going back to Senegal. Look at Aliou Cisse. When he started, it wasn't that rosy. He struggled initially, but I mean, today you can see Senegal, a former AFCON champion, stand to a former player of the national team, Aliou Cisse, and he took them to the second round of the World Cup. So for me, they need a younger coach. There are coaches out there in Ghana. That's all they need. They don't need the support. I mean, last time when Chris Hughton, he had not even gone far into the job, and we saw what one of the DFA officials did, went on air. It wasn't even in a private discussion. He came out to make his feelings known about the coach. So how do you expect the team? How do you expect the coaching? How do you expect them to, when the people who hired you cannot even hide their feelings or say it in private? He came out and boldly said he's not into. So for me, there are so many things going on there. They just need to. The coaches need support, no matter how you want to look at it. But when the people who employ you, they don't even give you that support. They come out to castigate you. I mean, it's going to affect the team. So the Black Stars job is really a poison challenge for most people. But at the end of the day, you still have to employ somebody. What the coach need is just support. The players are there. You just need somebody to just come and put things together. Because the rot has been going on for years now, back to back AFCON, and they crashed out. I can't recall the last time. such happened to the Black Stars. So in the case of Schafer, I think that one should be a close chapter. Should even consider him. He's just looking for ways to help himself. Because if he's that good, I mean, after leaving the Cameroon job, I can't recall if he ever did any prolific side. So for me, is to look for a younger Ghanaian coach. You still have to start from. Just believe that the football is down. It's not yet out. It's down. All you need to do is just, like I say, who is down, fear no fall. They just need to just start trying to build their football back, because it's only the food that we think the Ghana football is okay. There's nothing okay in Ghana football. So that's just
Okay. Oh, okay, of course. The GFA, they've given the committee in charge of searching for a new coach for the Black Stars 3 weeks, and that 3 weeks, I think they're already in the second week. So in a short while, we should be expecting an announcement from maybe the GFA on who will be the coach, the new coach of the Black Stars. Next, this month, we are already in March. They'll be having, I think, about two or one international friendly. Then we'll know who will be in charge. Okay, let's take a trip to Cameroon, just a short trip from Ghana. James, assisted with you. It's deja vu for Rigo Besong. Is no longer the coach of the Indomitable Lions. And Samuel Eto'o was saying that, I quote, he said he was speaking with France 24, and he said, "We have not achieved our objective, and our executive committee and I do not see ourselves renewing the contract with our songs." He praised that song brought a lot to that side. One, I think I will throw the other question to Kaldi. But James, some people are saying that as far as they are concerned, Song was not even the problem, because Song was not supposed to even be in charge in the first place. That the problem was even Eto himself.
Well, for me, I did my sound hard, but I never really saw Song as a very tactical sound coach. Fine, you say he qualified them for the World Cup, but it was just like a sheer determination from the players, and you know, they were just so well, I say lucky when they played against what is it called, Algeria. So I think that was what really wowed people about him. But watching him, I've seen what they are doing with the team, but there's nothing spectacular about the song. So it was just as if a friend doing a friend a favor. So at this point, you just have to go past this issue of my former teammate. They need what they need now is a decent coach. But not necessarily mean a world-class coach, a decent coach that will come in and do the needful for the team. So remember, this was the same song that handled the under-23 team. I think he failed to qualify them for one of the Olympics, got the job for the senior. So for me, he didn't really do anything spectacular, honestly. He didn't. I think you should go beyond this idea of trying to help a former teammate. You have the players are there, but when you have you are appointing based on not on merit, but just because you know this person. So for me, it's like Nigeria, like Cameroon, like Ghana. You have the players, but the coach aspect is just. I think the Super Eagles is just slightly better based on what happened at the last AFCON. So Cameroon, now they just have to start all over again, look for a decent coach to harness these players.
Okay. Cameroon missed out on Thompson Fade. Of course, he's now with the Philippines, Nigeria, and Ghana. They also wanted the former Gambia coach to take over the job, but I think he said he wanted a new project and he's gone to the Philippines. But let's look at Rigo Besong. According to Eto'o, he said Song brought a lot to this side. But I'm actually looking for what Song brought to this side. Or maybe perhaps he was talking about the last gap winner when he qualified Cameroon to the 2022 FIFA World Cup at the expense of Algeria.
Well, I think when you want to tell somebody else, you do that with beautiful words, especially you being friends and everything.
They say it's only the dead, you don't talk ill of.
Yeah, no, you say them. I'm sure that if the Cameroon project were to be Eto'o's personal investment, he wouldn't have said that the song brought whatever it felt to the team. Song actually did not. He was a phenomenal player in his days, but as a coach, I'm yet to be convinced about his credentials. Hopefully, he can go ahead to prove himself in some other jobs, because Femi, the nature of job football is that some coaches that you reject here may turn out to be the super bright somewhere else. Let's hope he goes. Well, how he's going to prove a two right or wrong is to go ahead to do something better with his coaching career elsewhere, outside the national team of Cameroon. If he could get a national team job, fine. If he doesn't, if it's going to be with the club side, he should do it. That's how to know whether you are actually good or not, whether it's the national team work environment that is constricting your abilities. We have to know. Until then, I do not agree that he's anything special as a coach.
Okay, I think one major question that no one has been able to answer is, why is it that football legends do not make a great coaches? I don't know if there's been any cogent response to that. Let's talk about Jira. I'll stay with you. Remember, of course, Jamil Benmadi also left his position after Algeria failed to qualify from the group at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And of course, the Algerian Football Federation, they've appointed Vladimir Petkovic. I don't know if you remember, he was with Switzerland for a long time. He steered them to victory in the last European Championship over France in the quarterfinals. And since then, he's handled a number of coaches. But Algeria at this time, they've gone for a foreign coach. Even when we are clamoring that African countries should look inward at this time, they actually wanted Pesero. But the way I'm actually going is, it seems this signals the fact that the NFF might retain Jose Pesero, because for Pesero not have taken this job, the job that Algeria are ready to offer him much more than Nigeria would offer him. So I think a lot of people are saying that this will likely be that there is an agreement, gentleman agreement between the NFF and Jose Pesero already.
Well, I think I actually want Pesero to step away from the Nigerian Football Federation, Nigerian job. I want him to go elsewhere, to go and grace. Let's see what he's able to do. I am not convinced that Pesero is even the manager for us. I saw Pesero has been grossly limited in his coaching.
But the other time you said you want him to stay because bringing a new coach now will
yes, I said so. I'm going somewhere with what I've said. I am not. I said that. I said for convenience, it should stay, because knowing the NFF for who they are, in searching for a coach, it will take us forever to search for a coach. So that's, and in the interim, they will tell you they are going to bring a Salisu, Yusuf, or whoever, the joker of the month is, to come and be manager. So that's why I said I want Pesero to stay in the job, but that's supposed to be a stopgap measure if he's going to agree, until they are able to get who they want to put in place. But if he goes to Algeria and he does well, then maybe Nigeria did not value what we had in the first place. But I bet you, Femi, I don't see Pesero. Because see, what Pesero did with the Super Eagles was a smash and grab job. That he used it was a smash and grab job that not many African teams have the personnel to do. And that's why I'm not surprised that most of the Nigerian players went back to their clubs and broke down. Because what they did in 3 weeks was like slave labor. These players had to play through pains and everything because you kept using the same 15 or 16
set of players over and over.
So they got mentally fatigued. And that goes to show you, it's just like somebody learning to drive. And he has been told that when the car is going too fast, put on the handbrake while you are still driving. So actually the car will still be moving, but it's actually damaging the engine. You understand my point? So that for me was what happened in the Pesero case. But he's free to prove all of us wrong. Let him go for another job. Let him go to Algeria or wherever he wants to go. And let's see. We wish him best of luck.
Okay, James, still talking about this job. The technical director of the Nigerian Football Federation, Austin Gavin, has come out to say that he wants Jose Pesero, or he would want him to continue, in his personal opinion. And for the technical director of the NFF to have said that, I'm sure he must have written a recommendation to the federation regarding that. Do you also at this time share this sentiment once again, or you would want maybe Pesero should just stay and continue with the job? Because some Nigerians are saying, looking at how the team has done very, very poorly at the start of the 2026 World Cup qualifier is enough reminder for NFF to say that we need to look for another alternative to Pesero.
Okay, for me, I think I would want him to stay because what is the point if you cannot get somebody that is better than him? So if you are still going to get somebody like him or somebody that is not up to him, so what's the point? So it's better for him to continue with the job. I think there's a chemistry between based on what we saw at the AFCON. Even though, just like what I already said, that it was like a sleep camp.
I was still coming to catch that.
It really stretched the players to breaking points. That was why they couldn't do anything in the final. So for me, like I said, I would want him to stay. I agree with you, because the NFL that we know, they will never get somebody who they know that will come for top dollars, and they are not the type who are going to give out top dollars. You saw what they did with former coaches. So they should just stick with him and should continue what he has started. Hopefully, he will learn one or two things from the AFCON. Learn from his mistakes. I know that he made a lot of mistakes. That's why the fact that he got to the final. But just share of the talent that is in the team. That was what took the team. So he was able to ride on that. But when he got to the most important game in the final, we all saw his shortcomings. So maybe we would have learned one or two things. So hopefully we'll be able to, going forward, use that in subsequent games. So for me, that's why I said I want him to continue. But if the NFL if they really want somebody else, they must get somebody that is better than him. You cannot bring somebody that is at par with him or somebody below. That's why he is like the beautiful bride now. He knows that he's hot cake. People are looking for him. So he has used the super ego. I'm not into this local coach thing. So it's good, but when it comes to hiring local coaches, how it always ends. There's always problems. You now look as if the NFF is doing that coach a favor. Yeah, that's when they will now come later that they didn't sign any contract. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. They are owing the late Shaibu Amadu. He was being old. Miketi was being old. Always problem when it comes to
Pesero is being old. Pesero was being old. I don't know if they've cleared the backlog of salary now.
There's nobody they don't owe. They owe everybody. But one thing about the foreign coaches is you must still pay them because they will take you to FIFA courts and you must pay. So that's just it. So for me, like I said, I want him to stick around. But if you want another coach, you must get somebody that's better than him.
Okay, Kayode, I'll be taking you very soon on just this analysis you just made about how Pesero used Eagles players at the AFCON. James, let's talk about Nora Hopto, the Black Queens coach. You and I talk about their fixture against the Copper Queens on Monday, but ended up that 4-3 aggregate. Zambia they made it to the fourth round and the final hurdle to securing a ticket to the Olympics. But Zambians, James, they are saying that the Zambia Football Federation or Association, ZFA, should just snap up Nora Hopto because they were impressed by how the Black Queens played in the second. They were close to securing the ticket, but they considered 2 late goals. And of course, that's the reason why you need to have just this player that can make the difference in your team. Rachel Kundanaji, it's called that goal. That's a crucial goal in the first leg in Accra. And that was like almost decided for the tie.
Well, if you want to quality coaches, you must be ready to pay good money. So I believe they have the money to pay her because so far she has done very well for the Black Queens. As if at some point you are seeing Black Queens are down and out, but she came in and was doing her thing low key, and she was able to get them to this level. Unfortunately, they couldn't pick the the final round ticket because of. You all remember what happened? I think the fact that they didn't the payment route was part of the reason why they lost that first leg because they were kind of a distraction. That's what they did in the second leg. They almost won it. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold on. So that was to show you that this is a team that's well coached. A team that the coach knows that okay, they didn't do well in the first leg and they were almost doing it in the third leg. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold out. So the Zambia they know that this is a team that's well coached. That's why they want her on board. But are they ready to pay good money for her? That's another thing because most of these African FAs, they know how to scout for good coaches, but later on you start hearing unpaid salaries, backlog of salaries that's not been paid. So that's another thing. If you want good quality coaches, you must be ready to pay good money for the coaches.
Okay, I know that the GFA would not allow us because, of course, remember the 2024 African Women's Cup of Nations is coming up, and we are looking out for how they run up to who will take the Black Queens to the top. Kyle, just like what I said, you talked about how Pesero used these players at the AFCON. He almost didn't even have a second team or even a viable replacement for some of those players. Now, so now PAOK of Greece, that means Ekong's team, they have said that they might likely hold the NFF liable because they knew he was injured in the game against Cote d'Ivoire in the second group game, but they continue to use them. And look at the result of that negligence, so to say, according to the club. In 1 minute, what do you think, Kyle?
Well, I think they are right. If the player had been injured, you shouldn't play him, not because of even the club's consideration, but for the player's own safety. You should have put him on the bench, not even dressing for the game, because they ordinarily should have been replacements. Then you chose to stick to the player simply because you're scared of trying other players. And I asked the question, why would you take a player to the AFCON if you know you don't have confidence in them? We are paying the price for Pesero's indiscretions, and that's why I feel like, well, no matter what any other person thinks, I have my reservations about his coaching capabilities.
Okay, all right. I would have loved to talk about Walid Regragui, who said that whether the climate was one of the reasons why Morocco performed very poorly at the 2023 AFCON. I would have loved to hear what you guys will say, but hopefully on Monday we'll be talking about that. Kari, thank you so much for your appearance today, despite the fact that you're still trying to recuperate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Femi.
All right, James, thank you so much for your thoughts on the show today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. See you next time.
Okay, so to our fans across the world, thank you so much for your support on Sport Africa. We do not take that lightly at all. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and please share our videos. We've said anywhere you are in the world, if there is a sporting issue that you think we should talk about that concerns African players, African representatives, please put it in the comment section. We will give it a due attention on the show. I remain Ashalulu Afemi. We'll see you all on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful month ahead of you. Bye for now.